deposits that they spoke about in the report, and the withdrawals are 427 million. We have to look back at that, because one of the major errors that was made in the report is the accumulation of interbanking transaction and intercompany transaction. You cannot take interbanking transaction with intercompany transaction and around. So that figure right there, 473 million, is incorrect, and 427 respectively. Those figures are incorrect. Interbanking transaction is basically moving money from one account to another account. And I heard someone on the panel say that, and I would love them to speak on this matter. If I'm incorrect, I will stand correct. But you cannot total interbanking transaction with intercompany transaction to come at a figure. So that figure right there, 473 million, is inflated. If the figure is inflated in any section of the report, you cannot take the report at 100% valuable.
No, but how you arrive at the figure being inflated? I don't understand that.
Because it is there if you look at the table, but somebody maybe can jump in 3 minutes, and when they come back around to me, I can point it out.
All right, your time, Mr. Richard, starts now.
Either Dean or I know about either Dean or RJ, because Twin asks a specific question and may not be reported.
So what you know? No, the whole of we are big people up there, so I could go in at the report, I could read about the report. We must can read respectfully and voice your opinion without a time. Yeah. We could go in at the report.
But I give my time to Dean or RJ. We have a report.
I could read about the report. Section, all right, which section that RJ?
Page 130.
Yes. Yeah, read that section, then I could hear what I go on.
The fact/evidence, as indicated above, the DI was not in a position to determine illicit enrichment, source and application formula. To do so, the DI would need to determine the total amount of funds applied toward the acquisition of wealth or saved over the relevant period, as same section of it. This was not possible because the DI was not provided with a schedule of Mr. Holness's expense covering the relevant period. Mr. Holness was requested to provide the same, but he refused to do so, see Appendix 5. Additionally, the DI would need to ascertain the total amount of funds Mr. Holness applied towards the acquisition of wealth or accumulated as savings that come from lawful sources. You never tell them where you get the money from. The questions around the operations of funding of 3 companies which Mr. Holness is associated will need to be resolved. Intercompany transactions among the company were found to be as follows. Total deposits, 473,161,545 cents. Total withdrawals, $427,174,913.86. The interplay between Positive Media and Imperium is of particular concern. As will be seen below, deposits totaling $52,931,571.17 were made to Positive Media's accounts over the relevant period. The breakdown is as follows. Then the figures: minus $51,331,994, and Positive Media intra-account transfers were basically $1.5 million. Over the same period, withdrawals were made from the accounts of Positive Media in the sum of $71,787,403.66. A total of $18.85 million more was withdrawn from Positive Media accounts than was deposited. The DI, however, was able to perform a net analysis using the information available to them. Which part of that is incorrect now, Vegas?
All right. Page, what is this? 122, yeah?
132.
120. Go from, look below, financial interplay between Imperium, Estabridge, and Positive Media, yeah? So look at 581. Yeah? 5.8142. During the course of the forensic examination, the examiner did mine a total of 33 bank statements related to the 3 companies' accounting activities, and blah blah. It says a total of 473, 161 blah blah intercompany deposit and 427 intercompany withdrawals. Now let us look at the chart. Let's look at the table. You have it up?
One card.
Remember that figure? 473 million intercompany. Yeah? And interbanking, right? Right? Not interbanking, we're talking about intercompany transaction here.
Money
right?
moved between two companies, correct, yeah?
Exactly. All right, so let's just do the maths now. So we go to Estabridge. Deposit. And it's there, right? We say 145 million. Yeah?
Where are you? Which page are you now?
The page 123.
Continue.
So according to the table here, it is saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This transaction in claim is between Positive Media, Imperium, and Estabridge, right? And in total, 473 million. Deposit, 427 withdrawal, right? Okay. Summation of intercompany transaction between January 1st, 2020 and June 13, 2023. See? So, inter-network deposit. Yeah? If you look at the figure, it says here, withdrawal 170, going from the first part of the table, first section of the table.
Yeah, 100.
Inter-network withdrawal, right? Okay. Now, what is what are the figures for the inter-banking transaction? And what are the interbanking transaction?
Vegas, the thing I understand what you're trying to say about, I think you miss the overall context. You see,
No, you can't miss because what they're calculating here, what they're
you're talking
calculating
about
here.
Hold on, you're talking about the movement between accounts. So you're saying if we move $10 from account A to account B, that's 10.
That's interbanking.
Right, but if we move it back again, it's going to be counted as another 10. So the total movement going to be 20, even though
No, but you still cannot mix interbanking with intercompany.
Listen to what I'm saying now. I understand what you're trying to get at, and let me explain. If you have two companies and you move $10 from one company to the next company, and then move it back and move it over again, it's going to be counted as 20 because the $10 was moved back and forth twice. But the total amount of money is 10. So I understand what you're getting at. However,
No, you misrepresent the point. No, hold on before you misrepresent the point. This is what I'm saying first. It doesn't matter if you move it from one bank account to another bank account 5 times. You cannot check it as inter-company. You have to check it as interbanking transaction. Because if you check it as inter-company transaction, you're going to inflate the number and say 473 million was moved from account to account, from company to company. And that is what the problem is here.
Vegas, you missed the overall context because they identified a 50 and a 70 odd million that was actually moved. So even though even though the total transfers between the companies, the actual questionable deposits and withdrawals, they actually name those, and they name a 51 million and a 70 odd million that is causing problems. So see, even if you ignore
how is it causing problems?
The interplay between Positive Medium and Imperium is of particular concern, as will be seen below. Total deposits totaling $52,931,571.17. So even though they spoke about the 473 moving in between the accounts, when they look at the actual deposits and withdrawals now, they got 71 million and 52 million, which was unaccounted for, unexplained. So in the grand scheme of things, it still causes a problem because he cannot account for the 52 and the 71 million that is being moved.
But how do you account for 51 and 71 million if you already inflate the numbers?
Why do you think the numbers are inflated?
Because it cannot be 473 million from
all right,
it can't be 473 million from the 3 companies.
Everybody, let me explain something.
How you get the word inflated in the whole scheme of things?
Because it's not 473,000, they're off. The figure is off because you're calculating.
Ignore the 473. Explain the 52 million and the 71 million. Explain that.
What page is that on?
Page 132. second paragraph. As a matter of fact, read all right. You read all right.
So, as indicated above, the DI is not in a position to determine illicit enrichment.
Yeah,
From
read all right, go down. Yeah.
To do so, the DI will need to determine the total amount of funds applied towards the acquisition of wealth, asset or saved over the relevant period. This was not possible as the DI was not provided with a schedule of Mr. Holness's expenses. Well, you know they're not privy to that, right? To him schedule expenses, you know, right?
Just read and read.
No. Just to make that clear. Do you know that?
No, that's not true, but read.
They're not privy to that by law.
They're not privy to that because he did not supply it to them.
They are not privy to it by law, sir.
The Integrity Commission is investigating.
The Integrity Commission is not privy to his scheduled expenses.
All right, so
No,
I'll ask
they're
a
not privy
question.
to it.
Let me assume that I believe that, right? In the name of good governance and transparency to the people of Jamaica, if they ask you for something and you know that you're an innocent man and you have a country for run, since you're innocent, you wouldn't provide it.
Do you know that the Integrity Act only asks for the balance in the accounts to be submitted?
That's not
and
true.
Can you answer the question that RJ asked?
If you know that you're an innocent man and they're asking you to provide certain information and you have a country to run, in the name of transparency and good governance, because I have nothing to hide, you wouldn't submit it.
But how do you know that he can go ahead and pull up all those expenses that he has been doing, all those business or whatever over? How is he going to pull up all of that?
Because you just say it, he's doing business.
Yes, but what is he going to do? What is he going to do? Go and find every man when he get $100, every man when he get 10,000, every man when he get 500, every time he buy this and that's the receipt?
Vegas, make a reason. You not do your own account. Do you have an accountant?
Of course. But
All
certain
right.
scheduled scheduled expenses might not be available.
The Integrity Commission now going to charge the man for $500.
Sir, certain scheduled expenses may not be available. But anyway, we can continue since we at a stalemate here. Right? So Mr. Holmes was required to provide, but he refused, right, to do so. Additionally, the DI would need to ascertain the total amount of funds Mr. Holmes applied towards the acquisition of wealth assets accumulated or saving that have come from known lawful sources, right? So the question around the operation of the funding of the three companies which Mr. Holmes is associated will need to be resolved. Intercompany transaction among the companies were found to be as follows: a total of 473. That is wrong. That right is wrong. So how we are going to go further past this?
Just read.
Because there was not.
Hold on and read the rest side. Just read the rest side.
But how you jump over this to get to the next part if this is incorrect? There was no 473 million intercompany transaction. What they did, they total the interbanking transaction with the intercompany transaction. So that is the reason why you arrived at this figure. So in other words, every time the man change out some money, like from pound, like say me have a pound account and a local account. If me change some money from a pound account and deposit to me Jamaican account, see? Will you calculate that with interbanking, with intercompany transaction?
Vegas, if I have company A and I move money from
no, just answer that. No, answer that. No, give me that because I want to get that one.
No,
then that them do. That is what happened.
Vegas,
sir, that is what happened.
All right, everybody in the For You page and in the box. Are they talking about movement of money between his named companies? Them actually list out the companies where I move the money. Everybody can see that, right?
Was 473 million moved from company to company?
Yeah. Because intercompany transaction among the companies were found to be as follows. Intercompany is not the same as interbanking. Come on, man.
And that's what I'm saying to you. They total the interbanking with the intercompany.
No, the people right here are telling you that is not what they did. So, you are right.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me interject. Really, who is this Arman? Look, what Vegas is saying is right. You have that colossal blunder.
Thank you, sir.
That was made.
This is from
between
who said
intercompany transaction
Yes.
and interbank transaction.
Yes, that's what
But really, you are asking this question about
Dorland. 20 minutes ago, you said these are experts that are doing it. 20 minutes ago, you said that. So 20 minutes later, the expert them don't know what them do. Come on, man.
No, you're misquoting me. I said no such thing. I am telling you that the lawyer who is investigating did not know anything about accounting. You understand? And he made a colossal blunder. Okay? So, but really, Mr. R, I don't know who we are. But you want the Prime Minister to prove his innocence. That's not how our jurisprudence works.
I am not asking anybody to prove innocence or guilt. I am saying you have a country to run in the name of transparency and good governance. Give the people information, you do nothing.
What information should you have given them? What information?
Hold on a minute, Vegas. Dean, fix your mic because you're very low when you're speaking. All right, go ahead.
RJ, continue now. You have a country to run. In the interest of running the country.
Right, so Vegas is saying that he is not required by law to provide his expenses, which is false. Because when I look at the form, it asks you about your liabilities. So anything you have a pay, you have to tell them that. So things like mortgage, car loan, all of that go on my farm. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how his farm different from mine, but all right, fine. Now, let us assume, we're going to assume that he does not need to provide it. I am saying, if you're an innocent man and the police ask you, where were you last night? You're going to say, I don't need to tell you nothing, and you have a country for run? You are going to prolong an investigation for 3 years because you don't need to do it?
No. Hold on.
Why would you not supply the information to them for transparency's sake?
Hold on, brother. It is important not to misrepresent the point either, though. Because you have to find out when they asked him for that, though. You can't say 3 years. The investigation was for a 3-year period. When did they ask him for that? They asked him for that when they notified him in August about illicit enrichment.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas. RJ is talking to you because he have experience on declaration. We both work, well, RJ probably still work with civil service, but I don't anymore. And I know what declaration, when you have to declare your assets, what you have to.
Is he bound by the IC? Hold on one second. Hold on. No, answer this question first. Answer this question first, no?
The Protection Division, when them come in for you, right, civil servants, and with all declaring assets like the Prime Minister, but clearly the rules of the game for the Prime Minister, obviously, he's above the law, and don't have to declare we don't have to make sure you don't have to have every single receipt like we do and show how we purchased a vehicle like he does. We don't have to show him nothing. He doesn't have to show nothing like how they put through we like a fancy form. So that's why you can simply defend. Hold on. That's why you can defend and say, oh, the Prime Minister, we're going to get this receipt from and that. Nobody going to talk about $500 party receipt. We're talking about big money receipts.
Exactly.
Let us get
the source of income.
Sir. We can always go for different case files or case.
But you remember saying you're in defense of the Prime Minister. We're not in defense of
Listen first now. Because if we are going to go the route where you go, I'm telling you that based on what I've studied so far in the Integrity Act, it does not have anything in there that says he has to provide a scheduled expense. But anyway, if we want to go at that and talk about good governance and all of these things, let us even look at the report that is out there when the trusted go a situation and they have to take the PNP to court.
You still not finished reading the page.
Hold on, brother. Let me just stop this, gentleman. Well, I know when we're talking about good governance, right? It's clear here that Mr. Wolney says, on the advice of my attorney, I've complied with section 31 and all the section that they required of him. But if we want to speak about good governance, Mr. Andrew Wolney has provided all the documents that he is required. Hold on, brother. He provided all the documents that he was.
Opposition in that time,
Why? After Vegas done, then get back to man.
Listen me say quickly. All right, remember saying no. We argue about some rich people, so we just there to analyze this, right? So we don't want to get in our feelings with the something and we appeal to emotion. When I say to you is, if we talk about good governance, we can go back for case laws and we can say, yo, they have to take the PNP to court to provide any form of information on the traffic order situation and other things out there. So I'm telling you is, this thing that you're talking about is scheduled. Let me finish up. But hold on, brother. Let me just finish up. But let me just finish now. No, I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you there are case laws that certain things that that they're asking Andrew Wilness for, that will be something that the court has to decide on. That's what I say to you. Me not tell us if it was my situation, then I have the thing they want to provide it. But some things that they're requiring has to be required by the court, demanded by the court.
Vegas, may I ask a question about traffic? Vegas, what is the traffic?
No, Akam want say something.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody on the panel. Big up on yourself, everybody in the comments. See? No, I feel like Vegas is making some very, very good point. And big up yourself, Mr. Vegas. You present well, my general. It's a blessing to have you here. But what I want to know is this, and I think this is the overarching problem in discourse. Don't make we jump past this. You see that element there we talk about? The understanding of the interrelationship between intercompany transfers and transactions and interbanking transfers and transactions is a major issue. And respectfully, I don't think you quite understand that. There are two accountants and two people that function well in their profession as accountants. RJ, may I ask you again, please enlighten everybody. And Mr. Vegas, may I ask you as well, my general, do you really understand what intercompany banking or transfers, transactions mean and how they relate to interbanking? Because sometimes those things overarch with each other. So it's important that we understand that when we're looking at these numbers. That's why people are getting this thing twisted.
But based on what we're looking at here, though, you're going to arrive at 473 million if you total interbanking with intercompany. And that's what I'm trying to point out. They're calculating his interbanking transaction with his intercompany transaction, and that's where they arrived at. So it look to you now, the man said, whoa, a $473 million transfer from company to company. Well, if we're wrong, if there's a problem there, we have to find out.
Right.
We can't move on from there unless we address the problem there. Because
appreciate it.
It's through the bank from
right, but
to the next company through the banking system.
Wait, just a second, sir. Just a second. Make him land, because I want him to explain that.
Yeah, so, man, Mr. Vegas,
because I feel like if we try to understand each other better than just we one up each other, a pissing type of thing, we better get to a symmetry, you see me? So, Mr. Vegas, can you explain to me from your understanding what intercompany transactions mean?
Intercompany, the three companies, for example, the Imperium, Positive, and the other company that Andrew Wilness operates. If they transfer money from Positive to Imperium, that's intercompany transaction. So case in point, if I transfer 50 million from from Imperium to Positive, right?
Right.
That's intercompany transaction. Yeah.
So Michael, just a second.
Hold on, let me just give the
yeah, man, finish.
So if I go into the bank, right? And the 50 million or 50,000 we transfer to from my account. Yeah. I transfer 50,000 from my account and I put it into Positive.
Right.
Yeah. So let's say I want 50,000. So I go from MV Music, see?
Right.
So Subi. So I take 50 from MV Music and I put it in a Subi. Right?
Me take the 50 from Subi.
Use the word borrow. You borrow it from one company to lend the other.
No, man, we don't want to get technical. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me mix everything, man. Let me mix everything, man. Come on, I want the accountant. That's also my son. Interbanking. See, break down here, no. Me take 50 from MV and I put in Subi, right?
No, remember, intercompany at that one.
Interbanking, that's the same as man. So me take 50 from MV and I put over Subi. See? Me take the 50 from Subi and put over Imperium, right?
Yeah.
If you calculate the 50 when me take from Subi and put over MV and say 50 that, and then you go back now and calculate the 50 when me take from MV and put over Imperium as 100, that is incorrect at the same $50,000. So the interbanking transaction should not be calculated with the intercompany transaction, and that is what is happening here.
All right, so Mr. Vegas, just a second, let me finish up now. So, Mr. Vegas, let me ask you now, what happens when the company's account are within the same bank? What you call
it doesn't make a difference.
No, what you call that type of transfer? If I'm within the same bank,
he's saying
right?
both of them overlap now, Vegas. That's what he's saying.
And this is understood. Same bank,
both of them essentially become one and the same. That's what he's trying to point out to you.
Right, Mr. Vegas, and that's the understanding that I want you to get.
But it doesn't matter, sir.
They don't change anything.
But you cannot say that. You cannot say that. You cannot say that.
Wait, Mr. Vegas. Just a second. Just wait now. As the same way, I give the respect for making finish. Just let me finish the point, please. So what me I try to get across in is that they will be general. So if me have one account in a Scotia,
I can't really go. Repeat that again. You went.
Yeah, man. What me I say is, what we can appreciate when me I try to get across to you say, if the company's bank accounts are in the same bank, banking systems are different banks. You understand? That's something, right? And you're a big artist, so I know you grasp that, man.
You went out.
Yeah, man, I hear himself true, man.
Everybody hear me now?
No.
Yeah, we are hearing now.
Repeat, yeah, we're here now. So repeat back now. Yeah.
Right. So what I was trying to get, the point I'm getting across, right, is this. If the company's accounts are within the same banking system or same bank, that's going to be classified as one thing. If the company's accounts are in different banks, the nomenclature is going to be different. And you're a big artist, so I know you can understand this, right? So if you move from Mr. Vegas group, right, and send it over to Subi, if them in a two different banks, or the accounts are located in two different banks, so I call that different something, versus if it's in the same banking system, you grasp it, right?
I hear, listen.
Right, so until we grasp that's something there, we're not going to fully understand the numbers. So that's why I asked you if you understood the difference between these.
What's the significance of that? Because what are you saying? The money them, you all them account them not the same bank? That's what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. I am saying to you, Mr. Vegas, is that before you jump and say the money and the transactions are incorrect, understand what the total transfers mean, right? And understand where those locations of those banks are and why they are classified the way they are. It's important so we get that first. Because there's no error in the accounting.
But maybe somebody else can.
Hold on. Not only that, may I try to point out a bigger issue here, right? If you move the funds from one company to the next company and move it back, you're saying that they're going to count it a particular way. But what I'm saying, the report further breaks it down and gives you the net difference between 473 and 427. There's a $53 million net amount that's being moved around and another $18 million that came in that caused the total movement of funds itself now. So not movement in between accounts, but actual money now either coming in or going out to amount to 71 million. That cannot be explained. So if you even want to argue with the interbanking versus the intercompany and whatnot, you're still not looking at how they broke down the report. So you can't say it's inaccurate. You still can't explain the 50 odd million there, you know. Nobody can explain it, where it come from in the first place. And that's what the people are getting at. And they still can't get an explanation.
And that money enters the system from somewhere, so therefore there must be paperwork for it.
Exactly.
The source of income. That's the key word, you know. Source of income.
Yeah, but Sir Dean, just a second.
Black dog bite you. Dean,
guys, we can't be unfair, man. Because the point what Vegas are making, the point that Vegas is making is that if it is that you conflate the things wrong, and you're articulating interbanking and intercompany together, his understanding is that by virtue of doing that, you're going to conflate the number. So this missing amount is going to equate to the error in the conflation. But it is the lack of understanding is why I want to make sure we grasp it and really that happen. This is why I asked the questions that I did just now.
All right, I see your line of argument.
Akan is not saying anything different, you know. Akan is not disagreeing.
No, breaking it down is important, though. Breaking it down, RJ, is important for the purpose of understanding.
All right, Vegas, you understand what I'm trying to get at, right?
No, I try to find the significance still, but one reason, man. One reason. Listen, when I want to check up this money, and show on which part the error there, but one reason, man. I just put it together, and then I go expose the IC. One reason.
Yeah, I learned something today. I listen and I learn right now. So respect to the eyes, each and everyone. I would them and I comment. Come on. About the interbanking and the inter whatsoever and the movement.
Caution, let me explain. You have Caution Company A in a Scotia. I have Caution Company B in a JMMB. See? If you transfer money from Company A to Company B, you have to do a RTGS or an interbank transfer. So you move from one bank to a next bank. Suppose Company A and Company B are both Jamaica Mutual Bank. We make up a bank. Both companies are in Jamaica Mutual Bank. If you move from Company A to Company B, it's not an interbanking transfer anymore, because the same bank, both accounts are held.
Exactly. And there will be no fees involved.
So what they're saying is the man just jumped the money from Yassa to Dessa, from Yassa to Dessa, and they count each time. But there's a net amount of money that's left behind that's still being unaccounted for. So that is what the Integrity Commission is saying. You understand?
Yeah, me get the point to ask now.
It's not adding up. Exactly.
RJ, I didn't see RJ.
It's not adding up. It's not adding up. You know, all the Integrity Commission is saying, brother, just tell her where it come from.
Yeah.
And it come from the problem, you know.
Yeah, the source of the funds. The source of the fund. But RJ, I didn't see any part. Is there any part in there that it talk about the companies filing any financial reports? I don't remember seeing anything like that.
It spoke about the taxes that we filed.
Okay. I remember that part, but I don't see anywhere where it said it filed any financial report, any profit or loss. Or anything of the net.
By the way, the thing that you always ask in terms of who are the clients. So earlier in the report, he provided a list of clients. He provided about 4 clients, like the JLP, and I think it's constituency, and 2 more. The IC said to him that the list of clients that you provide is really not enough. Tell us who are your clients. Andrew right back to them and told them, no, whatever I gave you is enough. So we don't know.
And RJ, that's a red flag.
Exactly.
Because those clients that him have, those internal clients, don't generate them the income there.
Exactly.
So that's all. If you're listening in Vegas, you should be questioning that. Forget about politics or your political hat or who you pledge allegiance to. Forget that is the Prime Minister. Just think about it. Somebody out there has a business and this is happening. They're trying to figure out the FID, the MOCA, all these agencies want to see if there's money laundering going on. It don't have nothing to do with the prime minister, just an ordinary person.
And Dean, that's the point that I really want everybody to lean on as well. Gentle people, there is no proof as of yet. There is no substantive, unequivocal proof that the Honorable PM Dr. Andrew Holness has done anything wrong. Stop, walk around and tell people say I'm on a thief and this, that, and the third. We are independent in the middle. I am not politically affiliated, but I am for my country. This nation's prime minister is being accused of doing untoward things and illicit enrichment, being accused. We're not a proof yet. Allow the FID and the powers that be to do their investigations. We at the same time it is within our right and duty, I believe, as proper citizens of this country, to check on these things as well. Too much time people lie to it, and we all know the system is corrupt. So yeah, we are checking, but let's be objective. Let's not blame somebody for something we don't know what them do it.
However, Akan, what we can say now is objectively, he was asked to give clarification for these things and objectively refused. Additionally, in other instances, when he came forward and objectively gave clarification, it contradicted previous statements that he made, to the extent that when they found things objectively, he said the bank, big bank in Jamaica, assigned the wrong amount of money to his account. That is objective in the report. So if I add that part, we can't leave out that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But even with all of that, you see, we have no proof. So we're going to operate on the frequency, say them something that look suspicious. And they do. They absolutely do. Even Vegas must be able to admit that as a spokesperson for the JLP. That's something
Exactly. Vegas, does this look suspicious to you as man to man?
That is the point.
This looks suspicious.
It's a deviation from the norm. It's not normal.
I was out for a while. Can I come in here now? Look, the way I see the investigator approach it is the same way most comrade approach it. Right?
Here we go again now.
They approach it, they approach it on the assumption that there's wrongdoing.
No, but hold on a second. Hold on a second. Remember, sir, remember that some of us in our capacity has experience in the field, so we can speculate if we so desire, even though there has not been a conclusion. We have dealt with these things before, That's why RJ can talk about declaration. I also had to declare assets as well, and that's why I always, when we talk about these things, I always talk about how the RPD, which is the Revenue Protection Division, deals with civil servants when them don't provide all of the receipts, when you can't tell them, you come up with this new vehicle, or when money is moving all over your account outside of what the government pays you. So we have experience in this field, so we are allowed to speculate using the reports, using what we are reading, not just what we are reading.
Hold on.
The truth is,
additionally,
wait. The truth is, they're the inherent bias. Comrades are of the view
by the IC,
by government is corrupt and the leader is corrupt. And they start with that premise.
But there is proof. There is things.
There's no proof. Wait, what proof?
Hold on. I can give you one example. I can give you one example right now. Let's forget about the Prime Minister for a second. The Permanent Secretary with the first name Grace Mocha run into our house several months ago to remove documentation from our house for the missing $124 million that has disappeared from the Education Ministry. That investigation has died like a dormant bank account, as the Prime Minister have 28 of them. Though that is an indication that there is some corruption going on, sir. You can't just get up and say, there is nothing. Listen, you can't better yourself. We are all biased. We are all biased, sir. You can say we are all biased, including yourself, because you're defending your party that you are aligned with. Nothing is wrong with that.
But if you have evidence to the contrary, present it.
What evidence do I need to know? I need to read that Mocha. Hold on. What evidence do I need to present that Mocha deemed the missing money as organized crime? That's why they run up in our house and take out all our documentation. Isn't that sufficient to talk about that? You know that today they have not located that money.
Corrupt acts.
Today they have located the money.
In corrupt acts or alleged corrupt acts. It's affiliated to the Prime Minister.
Well, I know.
You just give an example.
Well, I know we are reason about the report, Virgin. We don't want to go that way there, the cross and the red. You understand? Come here, learn something. And I want to continue to learn something. You know, and everything I know. People feel like I know everything, but I don't. And I like the discussion, and I there sit down and I learn. If you come up in the box now, for kind of talk about that little something there where you come with, darling, I can't go manage that right now. I want to learn what go on in the report, and you have people there in the comments. But actually, like the discussion, I want to learn and understand. Interbanking, Vegas, same going to do research.
No. And the research, I'm doing a total number for going to the correct figure.
I calculate. Yeah, I calculate for come back.
No. I just want to point it out so that the lay person can understand when we really say. Because remember, say, if you're not accountant or if you're not verse in another field, when me not even an accountant or verse in another field, but I understand what's happening here, because the lay person must be able to understand this. That are the main objective of what even there, you know. Because remember, say some people can't understand it, you know, and you know I stand correct. But if an error is there, we must come to some form of consensus where we can point out the error and agree that there's an error. Instead of having cognitive dissonance and pretending that the integrate commissioners them infallible. You see me I say?
But Vegas, even if there is an error, you're acting as if the error deviates away from the point of the conversation. The investigation. No, the point of the investigation is about source of income. It's about source of income. So if they off by $2, what's the point? If that was the case.
Now listen me I say no. In order for you to bring in a foreign or international forensic, you have to show a certain financial, what do I call it now? Some form of financial irregularities, right? You have to show, say, yo, the big thing I go on in $500 million and how much account it a transfer from. And because when people hear from money, a transfer from account to account, they might think laundering. You see what I say? So when you put it that way, then you say 473 million and 427 between withdrawal and deposit. You inflate the number and you cause people now, because remember I said the lay person, you know, all the way you talk about and all the intricacies and where you talk about, where you point to, you know. No people can understand it, you know, so them just follow you or follow whosoever them adhere to.
Well, I agree with you to a point.
Yeah.
But
so what I'm saying is to you, but listen to me first now, before you can even get past, the report has to be what you call it now, flawless in a sense. If you have to put somebody under the microscope, like how Una put the Prime Minister under the microscope, and if there are errors in the report, we must come to some consensus. Say, yo, you know what? That figure here wrong, and make us say, all right, if the figure wrong, we can't just say 1 to the 51 million there, but you don't look at the point. Say they basically calculated together inter-network deposit and intercompany deposits, and it is there. Table 17 shows you clearly. Look at table 17, it shows you, and you see the big error in your face.
Vegas.
Look at table 17.
Vegas. You know, so this is what I talk about, right? I disagree with it still enough, but
you disagree on the evidence is there. Nobody on the cognitive dissonance thing, brothers. Look on the evidence.
But Vegas, you're going on like say, if the FBI or the DEA is investigating a major drug lord or suspected drug lord for money laundering, you're going on like say if they calculate something and them off by $10, it changes money laundering.
Immaterial, brother. We could not talking about $10 here, brother. Brother. No, bro, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, brother, man.
No, but you're acting as if
brother. I know you're smarter than that, brother. Because I list you before. Brother, hold on, bro. No, do that, man. Don't do that, bro. Because remember say we are learn. Remember say me I learn from you, know, brother. Because me I list. Remember say I scroll me a scroll through and hear and say, yo, them youth sound like them intelligent, you know. So me not come to your platform because me I try get one over you or me I try belittle your intelligence or anything like that, brother.
No, but Vegas, the whole purpose of this is to determine the source of income was legitimately obtained. That's the whole point, you know.
But sir, $10
not really matter. But you're drifting.
Sir, do you have anything to say otherwise? Do you have any evidence to say the source of income? Because remember, brother.
But it's not. Listen, you're turning the thing on me. If I have to say, we're reading a report.
Do you have any evidence to
we
say
are
the source of
dissecting
income?
we're dissecting a report. Vegas, we're dissecting a report.
Right.
We're talking about
what me I said to you, bro.
Report.
But listen what I'm saying to you, because I'm gonna jump off quick. But listen what me I said to you first. If you're gonna dissect a report. Well, if you're going to dissect a report, that's one question. If you're going to dissect a report, right, and you find that numbers in the report are inflated, wouldn't you address that before you can even tell me about figures?
Vegas, it's not for us to be addressing that issue, you know. What we are doing is the
respectfully. Just a second. Sir Dean, respectfully, what the point that Vegas is making is a clear cut and precise point, and he's absolutely right.
Yes,
if the numbers are incorrect, then we can't then get up and say, boy, this money is missing when the incorrect number provides that missing money. Wow.
Respectfully, sir.
We have to learn how to learn how to read and listen to each other, man. It's so nice. Come on, we're better than that. What I'm saying is this. What I want us to understand, though, is that if we do not understand how we get to this amount, then of course there's going to be confusion. So make we understand how we get to the amount. So nothing wrong if Vegas is doing what he's doing. I have checked the report and I'm seeing that the accounting is correct. I think that the struggle is understanding the relationship between intercompany and interbanking. So allow him to do all of that. Because Vegas, if I say 2 plus 2 if I say 2 plus 3 equal 5, it's the same thing as saying 5 minus 3 is equal to 2, right?
Right, but you say, listen to me for 1 second, or if you just look at me and show you, maybe your calculation may change, or maybe your understanding may change.
And that's
you check it on it right. But that's what me I show you first.
Yeah, man, go through. That's what I say. Go through, man.
So when I tell the general, say pull up table 17.
Can I beg a piece, please? Vegas.
Well, I'm the bro. Just pull up table 17. I don't want to go through this whole night and bore your audience. Just pull up table 17.
All right, I did it.
You reach?
Yeah, man. Table 17.
All right, table 17, right? And this is just one of the section. Let me show you. So we can at least have a starting point, right? All right. So we are looking at total intercompany deposit. Right? So you with me? You with me there?
Yeah, man.
Table 17, summation of intercompany transactions. So it label, right? Intercompany deposit and withdrawals. And it give you the total, right? You see 170 million? All right. Wait a sec. Inter-network deposit, right? With the general, with a speaker, what inter-network deposits mean, bro?
The inter-network deposit is within the network or framework of the banking system.
That means it's a possibility to say them move money from one account in the bank, as we did say, to our next account in the bank, right?
Within the network of banking, yeah.
Right. And yeah,
like from Crossroad to Constant Spring.
Right. So look on the inter-network withdrawals. When them be a total again, right? All right. Go over to the section where say intercompany transfers.
Right.
You see 125 million, right?
Yeah.
And 116 million respectively, right? But what's the in the first column? Inter-network deposit what? 170.
Yeah.
And the inter-network withdrawal at 129.
Oh, I see what's going on. Vegas.
Thank you, my brother, man. Just something.
You know, I see what I say. Vegas. Yes. I wonder if you realize that how the table is set up, right?
The match wrong still in Vegas.
Yeah, the match is wrong.
Yeah, man, the match wrong bad.
And that's what I said.
Which match wrong?
All right. So what they do is total all the all right. Remember me just ask a little while if we say 1 plus 2 equal to 4. Sorry, 1 plus 2 equal to 3. At the same thing as saying 2 plus 1 equal to 3 are the same thing, right?
Yeah, but it differs. No, you know the dichotomy.
No, what I'm saying is what they are doing is noting the transactions and then the inter-company transactions, and then they remove it's almost like me say, I do all of these credits and then I do all of these deposits. And when I remove them, if I don't get the 0, then whatever is missing is suspicious. That's basically what's being done.
But do you see the error in the table? Do you see the error?
No, there's not an error. It's because they read the table.
There's no error. There's no error here. Trust me, no error.
Bro, look, no man. It has said it look where it says intercompany transfers. That means that they might tell you that the money was transferred. You don't see it. Right. It's the bridge. It's Estate Bridge, excuse me. Estate Bridge, right?
Yeah.
That's a 125 million transfer, looking at the column. And 116 million transfer. Just look what I show you, you don't see it.
I see what you're talking about, but man, I say,
so when you look on the inter-network deposit
table, are you reading the table across or are you reading it downwards?
It doesn't matter if you read across or downward. We're reading the column where it says the total.
It matters. No, it does matter. That's why I'm asking that.
It matters, sir.
Yeah, man.
What's the
sir? Hold on, let me pull it back up. 1 second.
So Akam, which we are the right to free the table?
We have to, all right, so what they do is group everything, and then if you look to the side part, so you look to the left-hand side, it tells you the type of transaction that's being played, and then it lists the companies. So you have to read each transaction downwards and then look at how it happens. Then you move over again and read the transaction downwards. Then at the end of it, you equate everything. So if you just look across,
we'll leave out the account.
Yeah, when you look across, you're not going to pick up what information there.
Yeah.
Okay.
More Vegas, one like a simple question. More Vegas, one question. When you come back.
Wait. No. But before I go, Vegas. You still there?
Yeah. It might work on it, man. Can you make a slip up? Because already you just, it could like get some mind.
Leave the man. Vegas, you there? Vegas. Alright, the point I'm making is this, Zine.
Mute him, Mike.
Alright, the point I'm making is this, Zine. The point he's raising is that if your argument is based upon like faulty mathematics or faulty logic, he's saying then your conclusion is also wrong. And I understand that. However, I could reason this rational, Zine, because this is an investigation. When a man go to court, a man can have 7, 8, 9, 10 different charges, you know. The man can beat 3 charges, you know, and get convicted on the next 5, 6, 7 of them, you know. Right? This is not the entirety of the report, you know. There are multiple sections in the report that identify irregularities, you know, including direct statements that were made by him that contradict his earlier statements. So you see, if my mathematics is even wrong, for argument's sake, in table 17, let's say it's wrong, Zine, when you go down further in the report and his direct statement today contradicts his statement last week, then that is not my fault. Him incriminate himself or makes himself look incredible. You understand what I'm saying? So not because you have a fault in point A means that the entire report is wrong. You understand? Them can charge you upon 10 things and you get upon 2. But the other 8 you convicted. And I'm saying this is not the report in its entirety. There are other sections of the report that make him look very, very, very non-credible. So this part alone don't mean you're going to throw away the report.
No, but what I'm saying is but if the 473, because if you miscalculate a maths, you must say a maths we are dealing with, you know, don't. And you know, say once you figure, once the figure wrong.
But Mr. Vegas, your formula wrong in Mr. Vegas. None of the maths are here.
No, my formula wrong, brother, because maybe you're not comprehend what I say.
Vegas, I understand what you say. If the maths wrong, then the conclusion is also wrong.
Let me go simple. if you look on the table, if you look on even the last column, right? Because what I was showing you a while ago, you had to go sideways, up, down, and whatever. May I show you the total deposit what them say, and may I show you how them do them chart. If you look at even the table, look on the table, the expert on me does attack. You say intercompany transfer, positive media, right? What is in the last column?
The last column is what? The 1,599,000.
Yes. What? Right. Okay. Okay. So that 1.5 and the 1.6, is that an interbanking or inter-network deposit and withdrawal, or is it an intercompany transfer? What is it?
All right, so that's what I'm saying to you. It's showing you that first there is a total inter-network deposit, right? And an inter-network withdrawal. Then it goes over and it shows you an intercompany transfer, right? So overall now from all of those, it gives you the total, and then to the right-hand side, it's telling you the intercompany transfer is either positive or negative. It's either a credit or debit to that amount. You understand?
No, but those were interbanking transactions that are them move money from positive media account to account.
And that's what I'm saying to you. You need to look at the overarching point. So right at positive media, it tells you an inter-network deposit and an inter-network withdrawal. You see that, right?
Right.
So those columns are for those. So the top one is for inter-network, and it tells you what's that? 52,931,517 and 70 cents, right? Then it moves across, and if you look at the top of the table, that's saying the total intercompany deposit. You see that? So what it's doing is calculating. After I get all of these monies, it totals the entire amount at the bottom. But for the going across, what it is showing you is the inter-network deposit, and then it shows you right here the intercompany transfers to Imperium. So where you see a positive meter is one thing, and then where you see the 51,331,994, that is the intercompany transfer between Imperium. You see that, right? Right. So now it's telling you now the total intercompany transfer, because it moved from positive media to Imperium, is this amount. You grasp that, right?
Yeah, man, I see that, man.
Yeah.
What I'm showing you is the last column, though. Right.
So what about the last column?
Intercompany transfer is 1599.
Right. So what's the issue? That's what I'm asking.
Because what they're doing is they're totaling the transfer them we do within the company with the transfer we are doing from company to other companies.
No, this is the total intercompany deposit. You see that, right? So it says this is an inter-network deposit, and it tells you at the top it's the intercompany deposit. Within the company, between company deposit. Then it says this is an intercompany transfer. So you have a deposit and you have a transfer. And then it tells you this is in relation to Imperium. So if we are talking about positive media, and with intercompany transfer for Imperium, it means that is the movement between positive media and Imperium.
I think you misunderstand what I point out to you, and it's all right. What I'm saying to you,
it is not all right. It is not all right. I'm sorry to jump in, but it is not all right. We need to understand it. There has to be a clear understanding here. So it's not all right. There has to be a clear understanding, and that's the point I'm making from the other day. The substances issue. We are moving away from it completely and talking about peripherals. It's important, Mr. Vega, before you leave, because you're a leading speaker on the Prime Minister's situation. You need to understand this one. It's crucial. I'm listening to you, and I think the same argument Ms. Golden is presenting also. Listen to what the gentleman is saying to you. It's very important.
So, and that's what I'm saying. You see, Vegas, the point that you made, I agree with 100%. We must understand this table, because this is where the proof of the information, as much proof as we as the public will be given of this transaction until the FID does what it needs to do. So you see, from what we have to understand this table properly.
Yeah, all right. So let me ask you. All right. The column, intercompany transfer, right?
Right.
Just to make sure we understand. So when we look at Imperium, look at the 128 million, Zin?
All right, so we're pushing up to the middle now with Imperium, right?
Right. Look at the 128 million and the 130 million.
Right.
What are those transactions?
All right, so the 128,077,019 cents. That's sorry, $19.79. That's what you're talking about, right? That's an internetwork deposit, and the internetwork deposit is in reference to Imperium here, so right?
Right.
Good. And then the internetwork withdrawal. That's why you see
yeah, man.
Right. So that's a withdrawal from same Imperium.
Yes, sir. What is the column title?
Which one of the columns you're talking about?
The same column we're into.
Intercompany transfers.
Yes, sir. So what were those transfer? Where was those transfer? Where were they transferred to and from?
Okay, so this transfer is in relation to the internetwork deposit that was done, right? And obviously there's an intercompany. You remember what intercompany means, right?
Yeah, man.
So, all right. So if Imperium has one outlet, one place, all right, let's not use Imperium. Let's say Mr. Vegas Studio. I think you have two of them, right? If you move your money, say Mr. Vegas is under, you know, but you move your money from one location to a next location. That's a transfer. Right? That's an intercompany transfer, right? But at the same company. You follow? So at that part, them feel like people now grasp. You can still have an intercompany transfer within the company.
Now, what may I try to explain to you now? And maybe we're not, I just say we are misunderstanding each other. If you say it's an intercompany transfer Imperium, right?
Right.
So we're reading the chart from what? Down the line here.
We have to be reading from vertical and we have to be reading from horizontal at the same time.
Facts. So what may I say to you is 128 million and 130 million.
Yeah.
Those are not inter-network deposit and withdrawals?
That's what I'm saying to you. That's why I'm asking.
No,
it's not. It's not.
What? What?
It is not in the sense that you're thinking about it. It is.
So you're saying the internet, it's clear here, bro. It's an internet deposit, 128 million.
That's what I said. We have to understand, not in the way that you're saying it. So internetwork means, listen what I say, because it's so laughable until you understand it.
Yeah.
Internetwork means within the companies, the banking system. So if Scotia have several locations, internetwork is within the network of Scotia's banking system.
Thank you very much.
Fine, but we're speaking on a specific account here.
The next part.
Yes, that if we're speaking on a specific account, Imperium.
Let me land first so you can grasp what I'm saying. There's a next point. The second point is important as well.
Go ahead.
Company transactions can also happen within or between companies of the same ilk. As in, if you have one Mr. Vegas as being a studio, a Crossroad, and you have a next one, a Constant Springs. Then, at still Mr. Vegas studio, you know, it's under the same company head, but at two different locations. So it's an intercompany transfer. So this is what I'm saying. It is still both and the same at the same time. So if it is so laughable, if you don't understand that, that's why I asked you.
So you're using a possibility here, though. You're not saying this is the case, right?
A possibility. This is a fact.
No. There's no.
Are you saying this is the case? Or are you saying definitely this is what's happening?
Based on what the table is saying, that's exactly what it is.
No, but you can't answer that because you don't know that.
That's what the table says.
If it's different, quote unquote location. What it's saying here, brother? This is what the table says.
Yeah.
Right. Imperium. Right? We know that section of the chart.
Yes, sir.
It's saying Imperium internetwork deposit. So
right.
You said there maybe have a location, area and have a location.
No, Anna, maybe. I'm giving you an example so you can understand what I'm saying.
Right, so let's go with
wait, Vegas. Do you understand what internetwork mean, though?
Yeah, man. As you just said.
All right, cool.
Maybe me have a...
No. What it mean? No. What it mean? What internetwork mean? Explain that, please.
It's a network of we have a different account them.
Thank you.
You might have. See? So, me know that's slow. So relax, brother. Relax. See? What me I try point out to him is, what he's saying here, the withdrawal and the deposit, right?
Right.
Internet working. So let's me go with your premise then. Or your argument. You have them all over the place. So it's internet working. So that means at the same company, don't it?
Yes, sir.
Now you just said that, no?
Yes.
So the same company is transferring money from that company to the same company.
Yeah.
Right? How do you get it to intercompany transfer? Or it becomes the same thing? Explain that to me.
All right. So you know what intercompany means, right?
Yeah, man. That means from company. That means it go from Imperium now to Positive.
That is one form of intercompany transfer, though.
Oh, so it's a different farm. All right. So which farm are they using here?
All right. So when you move from one location then in a company to a next location in a different outlet of a company then? Our company the same? No, man. What I'm saying, different outlet, same company. So Digicel then? Digicel have a outlet at the RKA building in New Kingston. It have one at the waterfront down at town there. Then, if RKA go into its bank account and transfer money to downtown, then that is an intercompany transfer, and if it do it under the same umbrella of, say, Scotiabank then, because the accounts them in a Scotiabank, that's also an inter-network transfer, so they're both at the same time.
Yeah, but what they're saying here, bro, they're specifically telling you what it is. They're saying this is a transfer. And what them do is them totally transfer them, right? Because remember, you know, brother, remember where we come from, you know? We're coming from 473 million. And that's the key factor, you know. So even though you explain all of that, you know, and it's the same company and everything, if you total the inter-network deposits them and withdraws them with the intercompany withdrawal and deposits them, you're gonna inflate the number.
Vegas.
The numbers.
Right. I get what you're saying, and what I'm trying to say to you is this. If I have three, let's say I have two set of numbers, right? So that means I may have one, I may have two numbers or two number pool in these set. So that means there are four numbers overall. Then, if I say, I go minus the first column from the second column, minus the first column from the second column, and I keep doing that for the four numbers, or four group set of numbers. That's one way of doing it, right? If I do as well, total everything in both columns, and then minus it, it is the same thing. What this table is doing is breaking it down, not just giving you the total transaction them, it wants you to see where these transactions come from and how we get to the total for each of these things when we are minus. That's all it's doing. So it's giving you every transaction, then it's showing you the total transaction that led to my total, when I use now to say this amount of money missing. That's all it's doing, in the brother.
That's simple mathematics.
Thanks very much here. This is so healthy. This is so healthy.
It's not simple mathematics. It's not simple mathematics, and I think I'm gonna wait until I'm going in front of the thing that we might come back here.
Can I ask one question before Vickers leave? One question to Vickers before him leave. One question, very important. That sum of money that was transferred from the friendly society, the donation, charity, and used to purchase assets for the Prime Minister's person. What do you say about that?
Come on, mistake. Happened
a mistake. It's a mistake.
People who trade stocks and bonds and everything, we understand the mistake that happened.
So, money was authorized from a charity account.
Come on. To think that the Prime Minister would try to rob $30,000 to buy stocks is ridiculous, brother. Come on, man. Let's not. Me understand we're political and we're PNP.
So I thought I don't understand now. Is
you're going now.
Yeah, because no, I'm not saying you. I'm saying we can be JLP and PNP and whatever represent.
But Vegas, investigation is an investigation.
Hold on. $30,000 is that a material figure or is that an immaterial figure?
Yes, it's $31,000.
Hold on. One point. Do you understand that charity account have to file?
Hold on, let me tell you what.
So in other words, are you saying it's petty? It's a petty. Leave it alone.
Wow.
Listen,
What you're saying, it's too petty.
What I'm saying is, if you honestly believe in your heart and soul, so the Prime Minister a thief $30,000 to buy bonds, you need it.
I didn't know that Vegas that an investigation is being
Hold on, brother, man.
Any person in Jamaica, hold on. Let me respond.
So Vegas.
Let me respond to that.
That is very effective.
Hold on, no. Any person in Jamaica, whatever P that person is, use $30,000 US to purchase steer in your personal account. That can't be a hard matter.
Sorry, stop it, bro. $30,000.
You know, Vegas.
Come on,
Vegas.
No, let me tell you what happened.
Vegas. If you hire Price Waterhouse, Vegas, to audit your account, and you find out say your road manager take $30,000, you're going to get up and say, oh, that's nothing, it's petty.
Bro, apple and oranges.
Are you going to look at it like that?
Apple and oranges, bro. Bro, listen.
Come on.
I think you have a better
Vegas.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, gentlemen.
You will overlook that.
No, I understand what's
It's dishonesty. For you doing dishonesty.
Honesty to the core.
Vegas.
Let me just.
It's dishonesty. It's taking $30,000 from your account.
Let me just land it and then
Take man to what word, man. Take man to what word.
Let me just land.
I'm going to ask you one simple question of Vegas.
Let me just land on a point here. The Prime Minister invests in a bonds, right? So what happened was, basically because people were investing in them things, we understand. Sometimes you buy a stock, and you scrape money to catch a stock when you hear that, especially for what the thing them is a company market we always buy the IPO.
Yeah, man. So your road mine just scrape out $30,000 on your account.
Brother. Stop giving me hypothetical.
Okay, dead.
This is what I say. So the Prime Minister scrape up some funds to buy a bonds where they are 11%.
The who?
The Prime Minister.
Of where? Of
Jamaica.
Thank you very much.
I scrape up some funds because he can, because him is also a citizen of business as well, right? So he must scrape up some funds.
Hold on, is it charity you talk about like that?
Hold on, man, listen. Remember say, me a reason the item because the item have sense, you know. Listen me, I say no. The man has scrape up some funds, right? Yeah. He must scrape up some funds to buy some bonds. If you look at the report, you will see where he actually took 100 and something thousand, right, from positive to buy bonds, and it states clearly in the report, and it was substantiated from the officer, where he distinctly told them that
after
is
after the fact, though, Vegas. But to be honest, it's after the fact.
Can I just finish, please? Him distinctly point to this have to buy positive and this have to buy Andrew bonds. So him thinks he 94,000 him have. How many knows that makes sense now? Because I'm actually signed the paper for say 94,000 worth him have. When they brought it to him attention, I said, no man, and 94,000 you have, man, a 60,000 it was corrected. Additionally, let me give you one better. 2019.
Vegas trying to justify dishonesty is a hell of a thing you're doing now.
We can't fix sense with that.
Hell of a thing you're doing now.
No, let me
defend dishonesty.
Hold on, brother. Let me show you the man is not dishonest. Let me show you he's not dishonest. Just give me 1 minute. 1 second. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Right,
let me just give me 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Leave him. Come on.
In 2019, 2020, in the same report, and you can find it, and I know you have seen it because you read it. Because I sound like you read it. In 2019, 2020, they sent positive interest or dividends to Andrew Wellness. And you know what he did? He wrote them and said, the next month when he find out, said, them send the money to him, he wrote them and said, no, this is not my one, this should go to positive. It's not dishonest, it's just a mistake. Because if he was dishonest, he would point them out and say, yo, this money came over to me, but it's supposed to go to positive. He won't do that. Come on.
After the fact. Let me ask you something, Vegas, please.
This was before any from my investigation. This was 2019, brother. Don't do that. This was 2019, bro.
All right, boy, Vegas, listen to me. May I ask you one question? Because I don't know any answer. What is the obligation of the Prime Minister to the Integrity Commission? To the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, and politicians, everybody. What are their obligation to the IC?
To basically file them statutory declaration and whatever, and send whatever the people them by law, what the people them by law ask for, them basically give them. And that is
so what that entails, them assets?
No, not their schedule, assets.
Wait, man. Asset, listen, man. Asset, liabilities, and earnings. So
yeah. But you have to look up what the schedule assets.
Mr. Vig, let me finish my question, Mr. Vig, man.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So if the premise I give them everything, and everything was intact, you believe so the IC that want drag it over 3 years, and tell me reason why the IC want drag it over 3 years.
The IC so them find $1.9 million off. 1.9 million. All of this started with $1.9 million. $1.9 million. They started.
All right, so 1.9 million, and the premise I still can't tell them.
1.9 million. They started with 2021. Okay, and they claim $1.9 million. They claim that the Prime Minister business grew less than 1%. That's why they're investigating him. Less than 1%. That's the fact, right? So they're claiming that.
So they're illegal. So to your point, they are doing that illegal.
No, I'm not saying it's illegal, sir. But I'm telling you what it stems from.
No. Me just ask the question.
You are saying it is petty. Because it's only 1.9.
Let me explain that part. The 1.9 is exactly why he warrants investigation. You know why? If when we total everything and we realize that your net earning is 1.9 million, use 1.9 million and explain everything with Mark Andrew Wellness. Or 1.9 million net earnings get all of that. So that's a perfect reason to investigate him.
And in addition to that, and in addition to that, Vegas,
you're wrong.
In addition to that, broke companies, a broke company lending another, giving a loan to another company, $20 million. A broke company that filed nil taxes. Explain how one
him get the loan based on good name. Good business principles. Good business principles. Brother, I mean business, brother, make it unsecured loan, brother. Come on, bro.
Because you're an artist, them know say next month you're gonna do a show and make 30 million.
So artist name bigger than the Prime Minister.
Is Andrew Owens doing any activity the next month to make 50 million?
Brother, we are smarter than that. We don't know step. Hold on, man. Sir. Hold on, general. The man will just ask a question there. You see the brethren on the platform, them very smart. Even though me and them not see eye to eye with inflating the numbers, because I totally have a point out to but you, me not really have the thing in front of me now, so I can't point it out, right? Because I just skip through here, right?
Vegas, follow me.
But hear me, I say, you misrepresented the facts a while ago.
No,
right?
Vegas.
The $1.9 million was $1.9 million growth that they claim say is unexplained. I was unexplained, right? That is what them investigated Prime Minister for. 1.9 Jamaican people, PNP friends, my PNP friends. They started an investigation in the Prime Minister for $1.9 million.
Vegas, go to page 137. Go to
Vegas, why are you on page 137?
Vegas, just go to 137.
Vegas, you're missing the point. And I'm going to make this.
Listen, I was trying to pull it up on my phone. I'm pulled up on my phone and I hear me.
But what is Vegas? You see, at the end of the day, Vegas, this whole, the integrity mandate is to ensure that our politicians at all levels are not doing any gymnastics.
Yeah, it's kind of,
hold on, let me just finish that little quick point so I can get back to the discussion on it. The whole purpose and the mandate of the Integrity Commission is to make sure we keep the politicians in check. Right?
Yeah, like the one that was selling them house. Like the one that was selling them house and have no assets in Jamaica.
Why you look for the page? Why you look for the page, Vegas?
No. Listen,
we need to understand that. We need to understand that our politicians.
That's what I'm saying.
Them earn X amount of money.
Every time I go to the page, when I hear me on the phone.
While you look for the page, I just said to you, say, politicians earn X amount of money, and when them have excessive money, we need to know the source side. Because we don't want them to use them the office.
Stocks and bonds.
For earn money.
Stocks and bonds.
To unearn money that is not
bonds and real estate, bro.
that is proceeds from unscrupulous sources. That's all it is in a
Stocks and bonds. No, that is reaching. Stocks and bonds and thing there and real estate. Stocks, bonds, real estate. That is how the Prime Minister making money. He take a lot of chances.
Hold on there. Remember, say you have to start with money first, you know. Remember, say is the source of the income is what it's all about, you know.
Thank you very much.
And you cannot.
Thank you very much.
And you cannot explain your source.
Thank you very much.
You remember, that is the whole business of money.
No. Do not say that, sir. Do not say that.
Don't tell me not what to say. That's why I gave you the example, Vegas. That's why I gave you the example, you know. And I said it the other day, you know. I told hold on, Vegas. I told poor persons on the live the other day.
Show me, we are in the report. It says you cannot prove the source and funds.
You can't. Vegas, there was a drug cartel named Lords of the Sky, and I'm tired of preaching it. They were laundering money. Wachovia Bank in the United States was laundering their money. The bank that we all would think that wouldn't be doing stuff like that. They were caught with their pants down. The only difference is with Wachovia and what's going on in Jamaica is that bank was too big to fail, so they ended up paying a fine. Okay? No, the point is this, is that when the source of the income, they were trying to wash their money, and the bank is the best way to hide funds, especially if the bank is in league with your activity. No, let's get back to the Prime Minister. Source of income need to be verified. You can't just have monies are coming in and come out and are spring all over the place. You're the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, because that is what I put up here. This is what I put up here.
Switch it to Mark Gold, you know. Vegas, I'll switch it to Mark Gold now. Come
no, Vegas. Nobody pressure. Vegas, more ask you two questions.
Let's mess it quickly now. Is there anything in the report that says Andrew Holness cannot provide the source of funding? Is there anything in the report that says that?
There are sections in the report that say Andrew Holness refused to provide the source of funding. Not that he cannot,
don't give me that, brother. Don't give me that. He refused to give them, according to them, his scheduled expenses. It's a different thing, that brother. And remember clearly. Hold on, cut me off. Listen to me, I say no. Remember clearly that they certified him up until when? 2021. All these things that they're talking about, these companies and whatever, when were they established?
Vegas, you want me to read exactly what the report said? Because
where is statutory declaration certified up until 2021?
Vegas, you asked me a question, I'm gonna say yes.
No, answer that quickly now.
So let me read it for you.
No, answer that quickly now. Was he certified up until 2021?
Read it.
All right, yeah, well, I go check in next time because the lady
Vegas, I'm asking two questions before I leave.
No, yeah, we're going on my birthday, and my birthday, I share a dinner date. So, I go jump on back next time.
Vegas,
trust me, I go come back. Big up on yourself, give thanks for your reasoning.
Happy birthday, youth.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, man.
Tell him happy birthday. Anyway, my one thing I want to point out too, Zine. You see this particular bank in question in the report. They have a thing that you call a send customer. Zine. So when you're a particular network individual, you get certain personal banking perks and benefits. Zine, and they assign even like you have your own like guy that you go into the bank. So, and sometimes you can just call or send email and get things done. Now, why am I saying this? You'd expect that the PM would be one of their high intel like clients, right? You expect that a prime minister going to get a big personal banking agent at a big bank, and that agent going to make a mistake and assign him the wrong funds? That sounds sensitive to your people? One of the biggest bank with your own personal agent, and you are one of the Ascend clients, one of the top clients, and the ICC something in the report, and your expectation is that the bank